So now we're going to step through some of the buttons on the toolbar pane. Since we are scripting inside of Komodo, we're really not going to be using these file buttons all that much. However, we are going to be using pretty much everything to the right of those. So to demonstrate what these buttons are going to do, I'm going to execute one of my scripts. And so now I have history or output inside of my output pane. A really good habit to get into is every time you execute your script, you clear your output pane so you know exactly what you're getting every time you actually execute your script. You're not having to keep track of, okay, this error happened last time I ran it, and now this one's new. It's everything that is in your output pane is from your most recent execution. So you can clear it out simply by coming up here and clicking the Clear History button, and that will clear only your output pane. I'm going to copy this text real fast. So the button next to Clear History is Clear Input, and this you can use if you want to clear everything in your input pane. The button right next to that will clear both of them simultaneously. However, normally you're only going to want to clear your output. Everything in your input is usually something you either want to save or something that you want to execute again. So typically, if you want to delete something in here, you'll either comment it out by putting a £, or you can just delete that one particular line. The buttons next to the clears minimize and maximize the different panes. So if I only wanted to see my history, I could click the first button. If I only wanted to see my input, I could click the second, or I can split between both panels with the third. Normally for my workflow, I stay with the split view so I can see what I am working on and then the output that I am getting. The next section has your echo all commands, so instead of having to go into history and clicking the checkbox, you can simply check this button, and the way you know it's on is the blue arrow. So if I were to go into, and this is going to give me not quite as much information as I would like. Let's see, let's make a cube. And there we go. So you can see that it is in fact echoing all commands. And if I turn that off and make a cube again, significantly less code. So that's just a quick way to turn it on and off. Remember, blue arrow, it's on. Gray arrow, it's off. The button next to that will give you your line numbers. So if I don't want line numbers there, I can turn them off. And you can see that I have the red X's next to the lines. And if I want them, then the numbers are to the left and next to the lines on the icon. The buttons past that are the execute buttons. You can execute all with the double arrow or execute only what you have highlighted with the single arrow. So I'm going to go ahead and click this, and you can see it runs both of my scripts. One thing to note about the execute button, if you have nothing selected in your input pane, it will still run through and execute everything, as well as destroy it from your input pane. It completely removes it. So I'm going to highlight this and drag it back in. So make sure if you're using the single button, the single arrow execute, that you have something highlighted so it keeps it saved inside your input pane.